Greetings, greetings. Welcome into another episode of the Ancestor Speak. Welcome. So, we're just going to jump right in. I heard as I was sitting down to do the reading that there are some of you that are being encouraged by your elevated ancestors to be the bigger person in some situation you'll find yourselves in. Maybe within a few days of hearing this, your elevated and honorable ancestors need you to be the bigger person. There's a situation, maybe with a family member that's happening, could be a partner, a love partner as well, even with a child for some of you, where you're going to be tempted to go hard at this person, especially if you're fiery. This may be difficult for you, but you're going to want to go and argue and make your point and really fight for your voice to be heard. And your elevated ancestors are saying this is a waste of your energy. Yeah, and this is interesting. They're showing me that your energy, right? This is life force energy, chi, shakti. This is not something you want to give away so freely without thought, right? So when we get into these different tiffs and power struggles, we end up giving this energy away, and the elevated and honorable ancestors want us to avoid doing that, okay? So if you're a fiery person, if you're someone who has a strong sense of justice and doesn't like when you feel like people are testing you or something like that, this is one of those times where you're being asked by your own ancestors to overlook certain things, be the bigger person, and just let it pass, okay? Because it saves you a great deal of energy. If you're interested in a personal reading, I have personal tarot readings on my website, daydreamaustin.com. Also have spiritual coaching sessions, Ifa Orisha related ebooks and online trainings, as well as Ifa readings. I have oracle decks like the Odu Ifa Wisdom Oracle, and I have Orisha merch, which you'll find below this video, and a new podcast, the Gorgeous Guru Podcast. All of those links can be found in the description. Okay, so another thing that came up is who here is ignoring the signals from their body? Your ancestors came through so strongly with this message. I was asking, okay, what do the elevated honorable ancestors want me to focus on? And one of the first things that came up was about the need to schedule time to take better care of yourself. Someone here really needs a checkup. Have you done your blood work for the year? Next thing you know, it'll be 2026. Have you done a checkup, a wellness check, blood work, anything like that? You need to take better care of yourself, and someone's elevated and honorable ancestors really pushing this right now. This is interesting. This came up before. There's an ancestor who's saying, don't be like me. I didn't take good care of myself, and as a result, I'm on the other side, earlier than I need to be. Pay attention to your diet. Pay attention to what you consume, right? Get your checkups. Pay attention to the signals of your body. Some of you really need to get moving. You don't move your body enough. And as we know, sedentary lifestyles where you sit for long periods of time, are the deadliest lifestyles. They lead to a lot of chronic illness. So somebody's ancestor here is saying, get up, get moving. You have to do something. Dance, garden, hike, take walks. There's something that you really need to do to be well, because if not, you're going to have a tower moment. Yeah, with the Ten of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You'll end up losing something. For some of you, if you don't get this under control, if you don't check yourself, the tower moment is you will go to the other side, and it will be prematurely. okay? I see somebody here is really stressed out, and because you're stressed out, you're not doing as much as you would normally do. You're not moving, you're not, going out and doing things and having fun and enjoying life. And the stress and strain is putting even more pressure on your body. Okay, so there's like this need to focus on yourself, pencil yourself in, schedule moments that are just for you. And I know for some of you who have families or children, this can be a little difficult, but your ancestors are saying you don't have a choice. The other choice is you're chronically ill, you're depressed, you're unhappy, you have disease in your body. Like, that's the only other option. So you have to do things for yourself. Somebody here has a very high stress job that is taking a toll on them. You have to find a way to work through this. I see someone losing a position, and it'll feel like it's sudden. But your ancestors are saying pay attention to your dreams and the nudges that they give you, because there's somebody here where you'll know that a job is coming to an end. You'll feel it, okay? For someone else here, there's the end of a relationship because of cheating. And I think you may already have a sense about this because you may have caught the person in the past, right? And now it's over. The door closes with these two cards, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords here, the Tower card. Like, it's a closing out of this cycle, this karmic relationship, this soul contract. For some of you, you've been fighting so hard for a relationship to work, but the other person isn't really working with you, right? So now it's time to choose yourself. Again, schedule yourself in. You're giving to others, you're doing for others. What are you doing for you? What's for you? What are you doing to care for yourself? There's a divine feminine, female ancestor coming through with love. She watches over you. She's not happy with what you've allowed to take place in your life, like in terms of how you allow people to treat you. For some of you, she's not happy with you letting yourself go. You're not caring for yourself. You're under too much stress and pressure and strain, and there's a lack of support. Some of you are supporting others so much you don't receive support, though. And this female ancestor is coming through and saying you need to change course. Yeah, she's saying through these particular cards here, there's a new path that's calling and it's time to move. And you're being encouraged to ask for help. You don't have to do it alone, right? I just said, I see that you overextend yourself. You overdo for others. It's time to pull your energy back. Remember, I was just saying, like, there's something about this life force energy within us. We give it away so easily, and now we need to call that energy back to ourselves. Yeah, some of you need to practice nurturing yourself, right? Nurturing what's important to you. I'm getting the energy of neglect. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, like, that's coming through a lot with these cards and with the energy. Someone here is neglecting themselves, and your ancestors are not into it. Like, it's time to start paying more attention to yourself and taking better care of yourself. Your elevated ancestors say boost your vitality, rise your vitality, tap into the energy of excitement and exuberance, and it's time to play. Take a break from overthinking things. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. It's time to really step out and take better care of yourself and do things that serve you, that support your wellness. For some of you, there's like a big disconnect and a huge focus on everything outside of you, not enough focus on the internal and your own well-being. Your elevated ancestors want you to balance focusing on your foundation, right? Your stability, making your money, doing what you need to do to be well financially and be taken care of, but also balancing that with loving on yourself, showing love to others, playing, collaborating with others, having fun, you know, getting out there and thriving. There needs to be a balance between the two. For some of you, you would do well to partner and collaborate with the right people. This will help you close out a cycle and start something new. For some of you, you're like moving away from someone that your time with them has ended. The contract is over. There's a closing of this cycle and you're moving on to new collaborations that just feel better for you. For somebody, I just got that an ex is going to have some type of loss and they'll be thinking about you or trying to come towards you. Have a strong masculine ancestor standing for you as well. This person watches over you. If you see repeating fours, this is an indication that this person is with you. So if you had like a strong masculine that passed cross to the other side, someone here, one of your ancestors has graduated and now they're at a higher level spiritually and they support you very well. I'm also getting from the elevated ancestors, y'all, that they want you to keep your eye on the news because there's going to be news about false people, right? And these are like people with a lot of money, a lot of power and shit, people that a lot of people look up to. They're going to be losing things that are valuable to them, their money, properties, I'm hearing, assets. Somebody may lose their life. But it's like, and I started seeing this. I got the message that we were going to start seeing people falling, right? Like the wicked ones are falling. They're not doing well. It's time to pay the piper. Karma is being, called on these people. Judgment is being called. And now I'm seeing that the ancestors want us to pay attention to this because what we'll begin to see is, again, like this domino effect. One domino falls and then you have other dominoes, wicked people falling. This looks like people that are in some type of secret club, secret group or something like that. Yeah, they do things, a lot of like rituals behind the scenes. Their karma is coming for them and things are closing out. Yeah, this is again with another cycle closing. Something they've been putting out comes back to them. So just beware, be aware of that. Your ancestors want you to see that. They want you to pay attention. They'll fall one right after the other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm seeing something about 5, even up to 8 people going in succession. And it could happen in maybe not days, maybe months. You know what I mean? Like you start to see like this fall coming. They're being called back into the unseen because they're not doing the right things here. Might be like tragic accidents too. That made me very uncomfortable to even say that. Yeah. And in spite of that, your elevated ancestors want you to know that you have angelic support and protection. For somebody here, you have an angel baby on the other side. I don't know if you lost a child. If you did, I'm so sorry. But this child is like, their soul is among your ancestors, okay? And they watch over you. For some of you, you have 2 angels that are coming through. 2 angelic beings that are supporting your journey. For others of you, you're being encouraged to do your best here. with the time that you have. Be your best, because you will become one of the angels. It's like when you cross over, you cross at a higher elevation or level because of what you're doing here on the planet. Slow down. Your ancestors want you to slow down. Slow and steady wins the race. For somebody here, that's very important, because you've been putting a lot of pressure on yourself physically, and your ancestors want you to chill, okay? Like, take moments to be well. Beware of false people. There's people who wear masks that will come to try and befriend you. You know, they'll act like they're someone they're not to get close to you. You may start seeing false people in your life fall as well. Like, there's just like a great fall coming of wicked people. They want you to play. That keeps coming through. Find moments to play, y'all. Find like these little moments of just enjoyment throughout the day. Enjoy everyday life. Savor the moments. I do see someone's child. That's your soulmate. Your child is your soulmate. There's like a lot of love here, and this child has come to teach you a lot of lessons. There's also something here where you're going to get with someone in a love relationship, or you're already someone where there is a huge difference in your sizes. So it could be like a really little woman, a petite woman with a football player or a basketball player man, or vice versa, a smaller guy with a bigger woman. But there's a lot of love here. The winds of change are blowing, and it's destined, okay? There are some changes coming into your life that are fated. For some of you, I see divine masculine, divine feminine energy coming together. So there's a change where that's concerned. People coming together, relationships coming together. For somebody here, there's a change of diet. I don't know if your doctor is like telling you, hey, you need to change your diet. Like there's a purification needed in your diet. But I do see someone changing their diet in order to purify and cleanse. The changes that are coming because there needs to be cleansing, healing, restoration, renewal, okay? Somebody here is identifying a false person and will be leaving that false person behind. Or you'll see that someone was false. Suddenly you see that they were wearing a mask. For others of you, there's a new exercise routine. There's a commitment to play and joy. And for some of you, there's a shift in fortune. There's like a win when it comes to your finances. And then I see this diamond here. For somebody, the change comes through some type of engagement, proposal, love, marriage, or something like that, okay? If this message has been helpful for you, I ask that you would drop an ashe in the comments. If the comments aren't open, just please drop a like. Don't forget to do that. Be well, y'all. Peace.